I want to take a look at what the people have to say about what's going on, especially, and we're going to go translate about what's really about how they feel about what's going on in their state or city. And I'm gonna butcher these names. Or Donetsk. Okay, so let's take a listen. Now she says, okay, let's read this. Car exploded at Artyom Street. It was possibly shown on the internet. Then she said, and I was taking my money near ATM there. I was so impressed because it was on the main street. Do you know what I mean? It's a central street, not a contact line. Okay. We had an explosion there. She saw it. Okay. I got so stressed that I immediately packed my belongings and left. Then she says, I would not do that otherwise. It was a car of a ministry of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. But no one was hurt. There was no one in it. The journalist says, were you afraid? Now here's the thing I have to ask question about. Is it possible, okay, want to look at this at all aspects, is it possible that these people were scared into doing something on purpose? Why would you blow a car up and nobody was in it? Nobody was hurt. Seems like if it was a hit, you would wait for somebody to be in the car. Could we be looking at people being falsely afraided, and I'm saying afraided, into something? Okay, I'm just putting it out there. It's just something I thought about. But let's keep listening. She says, I'm telling you, I came to Russia because I was terrified. Now it's all right. Now, here's the thing I want to say. Back in the day, what people don't realize, that the Democrats installed the Ku Klux Klan on black folks that were Republican and made the Ku Klux Klan look like they were Republican in order to false flag them and to a psyop brainwash to get all the black folks to start voting for Democrats, which they have done. A lot of black folks don't realize that the Jim Crow laws was installed by the same Democrats that they worship, and that you also had a lot of blacks back in that day during those times, Martin Luther King days and a little bit before that. Black folks had their own Republican Party. But because of the control aspect, just like I think these people, maybe I'm looking at it from a different perspective now. There was nobody in the car. You were afraid for your life. We get to Russia, and now we feel safe. Okay? I'm just saying. I've seen it done in this country, if you go back through your history, how people were falsely misguided into believing something that was not real in order to get your vote. Anybody can look that up about Jim Crow laws and black Republicans back in the day in the 60s. Okay. Now you might have the same situation. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. Okay, let's keep going. She's elated. Everything's all right. We made it to Russia. Coming from Donetsk, okay, and the other country starts with an L. So the other cities, right? So, well, now we revisit the school situation, okay? As I said, when that school thing first started, it just so happens that they put a shell through that hole, through that wall, just so happened when the children wasn't in the classroom. Okay, just so happened. All right, now.
Страшно вам было там?
Journalist is asking the question, were you scared there?
Конечно, жутко. У меня вот ребенок войны.
Of course. I have a war child, and the child laughs, was born in the explosions and barrages.
Она родилась при взрывах, при залпах, при этих. Вот, и чтобы она слышала...
And I don't want her to hear this word or war, of course.
Слова, конечно, я не хочу.
Then the journalist asks, what did you take with you? Probably the most important things.
С собой взяли, наверное, все. Самое необходимое, да, все оставили. Вот в том-то и дело.
And she said, only the most essentials. Yes, I left everything. That's the thing. I left everything.
Я даже не успела зарплату снять. Вообще без...
I don't even have time to withdraw my salary. Nothing at all.
Ничего, просто без ничего.
Then the journalist asks, and have you hope to go back there? Back to Donetsk, right? That's what the journalist is asking her. Let's see what she says.
Надеетесь вернуться туда? Да. Ну да, надеемся.
Well, yes, we hope. Well, you're going to hope to go back there. So it was this thing manufactured from the jump to pull the people on your side, minus a few casualties, okay? The rest were soldiers. Because a couple of children did die during these events, okay? And the babies are speaking, they're saying, even though I was born in the war, but I know what war is like. Ain't no American child that can say that. I don't care what the worst neighborhoods you grew up in. This is a different perspective on this side of the world. This is why I like to look at their comments. You got babies and families growed up in bombs and explosions. It's a normal thing for them. How normal is that for us? I mean, so we have to really reappreciate what some people are going through, whether it's Ukraine's fault or Russia's fault. I like to hear from the people.
Что такое война?
Муж привез нас сюда.
My husband just brought us here to a safe place. That's Russia. That's where they made it to, for the children's sake.
Безопасное место ради детей. Сам остался, пошел воевать.
He stayed and went to fight. Said to raise his homeland. Yes.
Сказал подумать свой дом. Да. Я хочу дом.
I want to go home. So, I just want to bring you a different perspective on certain things because I don't think, again, not everything is being told to us on this side of the planet, what these people are going through and what the motivation is to put boots on the ground. Are these people being used as a pawn on both sides? I still find it strange there wasn't nobody in that car because the lie was, just the lie. Now, she was there. The lie was it was two people in the car, but nobody was hurt. That's what first came out. Now, it's come out that wasn't nobody in the car that blew up, and I showed the video on that. So something stinks here. Something stinks. So, again, now we revisit the school that got blowed up. Well, it really didn't get blowed up. It was a nice little clean hole put in the wall. We heard the shelling, though. This has been going on. Soldiers did die over there. This is a fight before the ceasefire came into play. Okay? But at the same time, governments are evil. And the people are the cattle and the sheeple. We will use their emotions against them to get them to get behind us to do what we need to do. Because without their consent, then we're just a tyrannical government. But if we can con them into getting along with our plan, just saying. Just saying.